Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the 8 things that I've stopped buying. As you know, I'm not a big believer in saving money, but I'm a big believer in spending less so that you can live within your means. By living within your means, then you'll be able to find more room in your budget, in your income, be able to multiply your investments. Come with me. Let me take you through my list of things that I dropped buying. I used to be a fan of doing these 8 things I'm going to talk to you about. The first one of them was buying books. So every time a person recommends a book and someone says, buy this book, you will get the best out of this book, I would run for it, buy the book and read it maybe twice or thrice and then put it in my shelf. And over time, what I noticed is that I ended up having so many books and I stopped eventually to think that actually I can get these books from the library. I could actually rent the book online and pay so little for the books compared to actually buying a physical book. I stopped buying books. From then on, I'm now reading books online. Some of the books that I used to buy now, they're available on YouTube for free. So what an advantage. The second thing is about buying a brand new car. I used to be a fan of buying brand new cars. For a couple of years, I bought new cars. And at one point, I had 4 new cars, one driver. Think of it. I was a fan of Isuzu KB 300, the diesel, the D-Tech. Guys, you probably know what I mean. It's a good engine, performs very well. I kind of love that car. But I stopped buying that brand new cars and realized I'm spending quite a lot of money on cars. And it's not helping me. It's not helping my investments. So I stopped. The third thing is I stopped buying is souvenirs. Every time I travel to an interesting place and I like something about the place or just the mere fact that I was in that place, and if I find something that I like in that place, I would buy it as a reminder, as a token to remind me of that place. I'm no longer buying souvenirs. That has helped me actually to declutter my house because I used to have a lot of things that I buy from this place, buy from that place, and bring it into the house, only to realize that I don't have space for them anyway. And I end up either selling them cheaper than what I actually bought them. I realize I can as well be happy just by looking at the photographs or taking videos of the place that I have been before, and that is sufficient. The fourth thing is buying upgrades, upgrading a phone, upgrading a watch. I used to have an Apple Watch, and if Apple releases a newer version of the watch, I would buy another upgraded version. And I found that by buying an upgraded version, I am paying a little bit more, but I'm actually not getting much more benefit because some of the features that are on the newer version, probably I don't really like using them, but I'm paying for them anyway. So I stopped buying upgrades. I'm just as happy with an older version as I'm with a newer version. So that's the way it rolls now. The fifth thing is items on sale. From time to time, I walk around in town and I find there's a sale in this shop and the things that are there, I like them. So I would just go on into the shop and buy those things, bring them home. But actually, after some time, I would realize I'm just accumulating a lot of things but I don't really like those things. I don't really like to use those things, or I use them once in a while and I throw them away, or I pack them into the wardrobe and I never wear them again, or I never use the items again. So I realized I'm just spending a lot of money for things that I don't really need. I wanted them when they were in the shop window. Now that I have them, they're not as appealing as they used to be when they were in the shop. So just check if that is your habit. You're not different from me. That's what I was. The sixth thing is fast fashion. Fast fashion, in my context, is mostly related to things that come into the fashion for a week, for a month, or for 3 months. Those things are in fashion. It could be a new hat, it could be a new jean, or it could be something, and then it's quickly replaced by something else. So just jump on it and buy it while it's still very expensive. And then after a couple of weeks or months, people are no longer wearing that thing. And I myself also realized that this thing is not really in fashion anymore. So I kind of dump it as well, or pretty much not throw it away, but probably just not to wear it or neglect it or just leave it within the house. But I actually spend more money on it, or I end up giving it to somebody else who actually wasn't looking for it or didn't really need it. You can make your own opinion on that. Then there's seventh thing is anything that consumes my time, something that is high maintenance. I used to love buying something because it is either in fashion. Anything that is high maintenance, I try to avoid committing a lot of my time on something that I buy. For example, if I buy something and it ends up consuming a lot of my time trying to maintain it and keep it, I rather not buy. I take my time these days to really consider about anything that I'm going to buy and see whether it's not going to gobble a lot of my time. If it does, then I will drop it, and I'm equally as happy as I was without it. It's just something that you need to consider in your circumstances. If something is going to cost you a lot of time to keep or to maintain or to secure or to always make sure that you are looking after it, then you might as well think through these things and consider if you need to have it in the first place. Then the other thing is Christmas gifts. Christmas gifts are something that everyone looks forward to, but sometimes the Christmas gifts are something that we spend on a lot of money. I spend a lot of money on Christmas gifts, and sometimes Christmas gifts, they end up gobbling a lot of money from me because I want to impress a lot of people, and sometimes those people are not really expecting anything from me. But because I feel I need to do something else for them to make them happy, and yet probably they're not even looking forward to something from me, but I want to make sure that they're happy. I think about them, and I think they are not going to enjoy Christmas if they don't have something, or if I think that they've had a tough year and probably they need something to smile, then I end up spending money to just make sure they have something. And ultimately, when that is all said and done, I sit down and reflect and see whether I have actually made an impact. And I realize sometimes some of those Christmas gifts, people really didn't need those gifts. So there you have it. Those are my 8 things that I actually stopped buying. You might have yours. Look at things that you buy and consider if you can change some of the things that you buy, and probably create more space for your investments. Probably create more space to be able to invest more and be able to earn more, rather than just to buy and accumulate in your house and run out of space and have a lot of clutter in the house. That is my view. Let me hear yours. Let me have yours. Let's share ideas and let's keep going. Thank you for listening.